When planning today's project, I was actually really out of ideas. And so I decided to go to the internet where I found this fun idea where we will be making some clay fish in art. But is it okay to use other people's ideas? Or is it copying? Because that's bad. Well, even adult artists run into problems where they're found copying, like this artist, Jeff Koons. And he was in an airport at a bookshop and found this photograph by the artist or photographer, Art Rogers. And he thought it was pretty great and it gave him an idea. And he decided to make this sculpture based off of it, which was copying. And he ended up getting fined for it. And we're going to be talking about that more in the upcoming classes. But today we're going to talk briefly about this benchmark. I can identify issues involving copying and originality in artwork as we create this clay fish that I saw on the internet. But is that okay? Well, the truth is Google is a wonderful resource because it can be really helpful in our art making and in life. But it's important that we give credit to where those ideas come from. For example, on my lesson, you've seen that I have gone in and circled the place where I found that idea. So I can give credit to that artist by whom the idea was inspired. Also, when you're reading a book, you might notice a work citation, and that's a place where an author gives credit to the ideas and facts that contributed into what they were writing about. And someday you'll learn how to create a works cited. And when we use Google for art making, it's important that we know how to use it so that we're not found copying art, because that's not a good thing. Because instead, what we want to do is create art that's inspired by, but not copied. And we do that by changing it up a lot. So when we make our clay fish, we're going to be changing it by making a variety of different fishes. So you get the option of choosing what kind of fish you want to make. And then we're going to be going back and mixing it up by adding in different textures. So we're adding that element of art in. And when you're painting it, you'll get to be imaginative and use your own colors and patterns and lines and marks to do so. And the process we use is going to be different. That clay fish was made by taking 2 pinch pots and joining them to make the fish. But we're going to be using a pinch pot and then coiling onto it to make those fish a unique shape. We can even make it longer for a fish that has this body, for instance, by coiling onto the end of it. And we're going to be having the option of kind of pressing that pinch pot and coiled pot to flatten it so you can make fish that are very narrow, such as this one, or this shark. So what's important when we find ideas or see things that we are creating art that's inspired by changing things up a lot. Because Google can be a really great resource, but it can also be really used in bad ways. And we want to make sure just to use it in those right ways. So now that we've talked a little bit on this benchmark, I can identify issues involving copying and originality in artwork. Let's get back to our project.